Hey y'all, it is Asia, the Fumbling Farmer here. It is about mid-January right now, and I am in Zone 8A in North Carolina. And we're going through our cold snap right now. Apparently, it's going to be down in the teens this week. But that doesn't stop a gardener because guess what? I could do it inside, even in my little tiny room with my treadmill next to me and my bookshelf and all my junk on the other side. We still gonna make it work. So today I've been using the seed time calendar on my computer of what to plant when. I put in what I want to plant and it tells me based on when my frost date is and all that stuff when I should get them started. And so it told me I need to start parsley this week. And because I'm starting parsley, in my head, that means all herbs can start. So I'm actually going to be starting lots of herbs today and doing that. So we'll see what happens. All right. I did want to show you progress from last week. Last week, our seed starting calendar said we needed to start onions. So I actually started onions and leeks and shallots and bunching onions too. I started red onions, white onions, and then all those other things. And the three things I cared about was the bunching onions, the white onions, and the red onions. Those are the ones that I actually use. Leeks and shallots are kind of more like, I'll figure out how to use them kind of thing. So what you think came up? The freaking leeks and shallots. Leeks and shallots are growing away. Let me show y'all. Look at this. Back there in the back. Oh, sorry. I'm like blinding you. Maybe if I pull this out a little. All right. These two are leeks and they going away, growing away. This is shallots. It's got some coming up. And then this is my red onion. Womp womp. These are the bunching onions. Womp womp. And then I just noticed today, you see those two little tiny green things there? These are the white onions. So hopefully I'll be able to still get some onions going and they'll come up all right. Okay. So today what we finna do is, let's see what we got. All right, I'm actually a little bit scared today because I'm going to try this seed starting mix with the compressed soil. I've never done with the compressed soil before, so I don't know what I'm doing. All right, but then I'm also going to add some perlite to it just to make it fluffier, and I'm going to add some worm castings to it so it has a little bit of stuff. And also, instead of using the the trays that I just showed you with the onions in it, those are like candle holder trays that I reuse. Instead of using those, I'm going to be putting these ones in here. I ordered it from Amazon. It's 36 cell pop out and reusable seed starting tray. I'm kind of looking forward to using this because it does have this little pop out bottoms that you can push up. I know a lot of times when I'm starting in the kind of traditional seed starting trays, the black or green ones, and you have to squeeze them and then they crack and everything. And this looks like it would last me several seasons, like it's pretty sturdy. So and I can do the whole bottom watering from it in this tray. So I'm hopeful that this kind of leads to success for me. All right, so I'm using that. I got my plant labels, I got my Sharpie, and I guess we are going to get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is read the directions on this thing. What's this thing say? It says 1. Oh no, the direction is covered by the sticker label. Place the contained brick in a bucket or container. Add 4.5 quarts of warm water to each brick and watch as the compressed core, it's cocoa core, expands into seed starting mix in 2 minutes. Use as needed and store any unused in a sealed container. Add your favorite plant food as desired. Okay. So let's go ahead and bust this open. That seems easy enough, right? Lord. 2 minutes. What if my container is not big enough? I'm scared. Let's go. Here we go. Boop, 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 boop. All right, that's that. Put it down there. And here I have some warm water already sitting and waiting. So I'm going to go ahead and pour that on here. That's a good camera angle. I'm glad y'all could see. Now, I will say that's not 4.5 quarts like it says. This is 4 cups. All right. I think I'm going to go get more water. I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. Some more water fun. Oh, this is scary. All right, I think I'm gonna put it. Oh Lord, it just broke off in a chunk in half. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Well, let me go get some more water then. Put some more water on this thing. And then after this time of putting water on it, I think I'm going to start poking at it and jabbing at it. This is kind of fun. It's like those little science experiments you do when you're a kid, where you put stuff in water and watch it grow. Okay. Oh, that soaked up all that water. I need to stop sitting down in between my water refills. I need to just go ahead and... because this thing is gone. Drink, drink, drink. Pour out, drink. Okay, I hear you. This stuff is like Kendrick Lamar over here. Drink. It would be helpful if I just had the 4 quarts that it calls for ready for it, but here we are. I do think my pan is going to be big enough for it though. Okay, y'all, I think we are good to go. It seems to be pretty well mixed up and everything. Now, one thing I realized is it filled up my whole bowl. So my bowl was just the exact size, but I do want to add perlite to it, and I do want to add worm casting. So I think we'll have to do this, like mix it with other stuff in smaller batches. So what I'm going to do is I have this pot here that I have, and they're just sitting around. What I'm doing now is I'm cutting out a paper plate. I saw some lady, I watched a video, and she used coffee filters to put in the bottom of her planters, because you know there's like the drainage holes in the bottom of the planters, but the drainage holes can get jammed and everything. They can get dirt stuck in them, and so she used coffee filters at the bottom. I don't want, and I think I'm going to use that, but I didn't have any coffee filters. I only had these paper plates, and I'm not planning to do this for drainage. I don't want the dirt falling out through here while I'm mixing stuff, so I put a paper plate at the bottom of this to cover up the holes. And then I think I'm going to take some of this mix from in here and put it in here, because I really shouldn't need too much today to fill up just those little trays. So I'm going to put some of that in there and then fill it up all the way, because I want space to be able to mix. I'm going to put some of this in here. I'm really just eyeballing it, y'all. When I mix it, if it doesn't seem like there's a lot in there, then I'll go back in again. And I don't know why, but in my head, you know how like when you get it from the nurseries and stuff, you buy a plant from the nursery, you can see the little white perlite or vermiculite or whatever they have in there mixed in. That's what I'm looking to imagine. So, or imagining to see, like however much when I pull out that plant from the nursery, how much is in there is how much I want in mine. Y'all see them little white dots in there? I think that looks about right. Maybe I put a little bit more. Although I think the cocoa coir is also supposed to be quite breathable. So let me do this. Mix it up some more. Get it all the way down there in the bottom. Try not to lift up that plate that's down there. All right, cool. And then just because there's no nutrients in cocoa coir or the perlite, and I want this to have a little bit of nutrients, eventually I'll start putting, when they come up, I'll start putting fertilizer on them too. But just so that they have a little something to kind of get them going, I'm going to throw some worm castings up in here too. And y'all, ain't nothing that I'm saying law. That's what NDRE said. Ain't nothing that I'm saying law. I'm just a fumbling farmer, figuring it out. And so I'm just showing you kind of what I do or what I'm doing this year. If it works, cool. If it doesn't, then we'll try something else. So don't take anything too seriously that I say. All right, I'm going to move this big old pot of dirt out the way. And I'm going to put my seed trays down. Whoop, whoop. All right, there's a little dirt on my sheet. I know sometimes when you watch some of these videos, the people have like all this space to plant in, and it can be a little bit discouraging. Like they have greenhouses outside or they have big planting rooms inside and stuff. And it could be a little bit discouraging because you're like, dang, I don't even have that space anywhere. But that's all right, because look at me. I'm here in my gym, garden, library, spare bedroom room, and it's now a planting room too. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just fill these little cells up. Can y'all see, or is my big pot in the way? Oh, my big pot's in the way. Okay, I'm gonna fill these cells up with just some soil. Here, my little seed starting mix. Okay, get you in there. And tamp it down a little bit, just not too much, but just gently push it down so that it's not, you want the roots to come in contact with soil when they start growing. Now, the first thing I'm going to put in there is some roselle. Because, and I might have messed it up already. Very possible I did. But roselle comes in, where are they at? These like hard black shells. And it's very, I'm going to try to move y'all closer to me. I had you moved back, but I'll move you closer. Let's see. Whee! Ow, I put my knee on my scissors. Okay. Anyway, hey there. So roselle comes in like these small black seeds like this. What I do with them is I take some nail clippers or some scissors, and you just chip off like the very edge of the black seed casing, and then I soak them into water. But I think what I did is that I soaked them too early. I started them last weekend, and I didn't have time to do all this stuff and get the soil all mixed up. And so they kind of just sat there in that seeds, in the water, and they look a little bit fuzzy. And sometimes the fuzzy is other roots forming, but I don't think that's this. I think this is a little bit of mold, but I'm going to try them anyway. So roselle is like, I think it's in the hibiscus family, and that's where you get those little hibiscus pod thingies that you can make like the hibiscus tea and stuff out of. So I have my seeds here. I kind of took them out of the water and tried to separate them. They look a little fuzzy, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little hole in each of my trays here. And if these don't come up, I'm going to start another one. But I've now learned don't start them too early. I got to start it like when I only have like 1 or 2 days. I'm going to stick them into the hole. And they do have little root thingies sticking out there. So I'm hopeful that that's positive. But they also have the little mold stuff on them. So I started growing some of these last year, but then I forgot to water them. So want. And also I grew them in a pot. And that turned out to not be the best choice for them because they got too big and too heavy for the pot and became root bound and everything. And then when I tried to transplant them, they didn't do well that way. So I'm hoping that getting them started like this is going to give them a little bit better chance. And then I'm actually going to plant them in the ground someplace. I'm not going to try to do them in a pot again. They also grow really, really tall, so they get top heavy. And I had a couple of them like always falling over in the pot and stuff. Okay, so that's planted there. And then I'm going to take my little sign and stick it down in. And my first little thing is planted. Okay, yay! All right, and we'll see how those do. Again, like I said, they kind of had a little bit of mold on them. So we'll see if they just sit in there. If they don't come up in a couple weeks, then I'm gonna restart those. All right, now I'm supposed to be starting parsley today based on my seed starting calendar. So I think that's gonna be the next row that I fill in. And you might be like, why aren't you filling in all these rows? And that's because I don't know if I'm gonna need them. And I guess I could just put soil in them and keep it moist. And then when I need to put something in them, yeah, that's probably what I end up doing. And go ahead and fill in all these trays. Now that you're closer though, which I like, you can't see what I'm doing as well. Is there a faster way to do this? Can we just do this? Maybe. Maybe we can, maybe we can't. Okay. So that's there. This row is well filled. This one needs a little more love. All right, y'all. I'm finna get these filled, but I'm gonna fast forward to this part. Give me a second. All right, y'all. There it is, all filled in. So I'm gonna start with parsley. I'm only going to do 4 parsley. I really don't need that many parsley seeds right now. And or maybe I'll just do 3. I'm planning to kind of try to do, what's it called? When you do it multiple times, starts with an S. Anyway, I'm planning succession. There we go. I'm planning to try to succession sow these. So I only want to really start 3 plants right now. I'm putting multiple seeds in each hole. So, and then I'll thin them out with whatever comes up. I've also had these parsley seeds for a while. So that also, every year that you have them, I guess the germination rate goes down every year that you keep them stored. These are from 23, packed for 2023. So if you're using little older seeds, it helps to plant a few more than what you want to get so that you can get better germination rates or better chances. So this is going to be parsley. All right, y'all, we had to pause for a parenting break. All right, so I have the parsley planted in these 3. Let's see what else I want to plant. In here, I have like 1 million basils and dill. Onion chives, I think I need to do outside. Oh, I did want to do some sage. My sage plants were just not planted in a great spot, and they were huge and beautiful and nice and fluffy to the touch and everything, but they just weren't planted in a good spot. So I tried to dig them up and replant them, but I did that in the midst of like the heat of summer, and so they kind of didn't make it very well. So this year, I'm going to try growing sage again. And that sage had been there for like several years. Like I had planted it early on. But this year I'm going to try to put it in a more amenable spot and let it get situated, and recognize that sage gets pretty big, because it did get pretty big. And that's why I had to move it. I'm putting 2 seeds in each hole, but I guess since I have 3 seeds here, I'm doing 3. I'm going to do 3 sage plants. Okay. Tap those down. Add a little label action. Sage. All right. Oh, my eyeball itched. Sorry. All right. That's what it looks like so far. So this whole thing is roselle. This is parsley. This is sage. All right. Now, I have some comfrey. I tried comfrey last year. Comfrey is good for a fertilizer. You guys take the leaves and soak it in water, and they help with it. It's a really good kind of natural fertilizer. So I'm going to try some comfrey again. So let's go ahead and put these in. That's going to be my next, maybe my next 2. I'll do our comfrey. I think these garden labels would be good in the ground outside, but like they're kind of big for this tray. But I do like when I plant stuff to just take the label out of the little planter and be able to put it in there. All right, this is comfrey. I wish I put my supplies back in the same spot so I can find them and won't have to pat all over looking for them. All right, that's what I'm going to do. Comfrey. You can make a comfrey compost tea. And it's supposed to be a really good natural fertilizer for your plants. All right, so those 2 are comfrey. Planted up to there. All right, what am I doing next? All right, I have some mullein seeds. I don't know how to say it. And this is supposed to be really good for upper respiratory stuff, and for people with asthma. And if you, or if you get like that really mucousy coffee thing going on. So I'm going to try starting some of these inside and see what happens. And these kind of grow as weeds in some spots. And people pull them up because they're like, ew, get it out of here. But I feel like that's how it is with a lot of plants. A weed is only a weed if you don't want it there. And people don't know, like even things like dandelions. Dandelions are actually like super healthy and super good for you. And the lawn companies, the grass companies, I guess, went on a rampage against them and got everyone anti-dandelion. You can make a dandelion tea that's super duper healthy. Dandelion leaves can be eaten like in salads and stuff like that. So, all right, those 2 are mullein or mullein. I don't know how to say it. Okay, that's that. That's over there. That's over there. Okay, and now I have a bazillion basils. Okay, so I have purple basil. I'm going to go ahead and make this label ahead of time. Purple basil. And since I'm going to have so many basil plants, last year I had 3 basil plants and they were just amazing. I ended up, I didn't dry any basil myself. I gave my friend some fresh basil and she ended up drying it. But I did blend it up in the food processor and put them into ice cube trays, and I froze them. And so when I cook any kind of like pasta dishes or things like that, I'll take a couple basil cubes out, or just one really, because they're actually super duper potent. Throw them kind of into the dish, and it's delish. It's a delish dish with my basil. Okay, so that's going to be purple basil in these two. Okay, what else do I need going down? All right, Thai basil. I'm going to be honest. I didn't really use this last year. I grew a plant and I got a plant from my school garden that was an extra one. Thai basil. And it smelled amazing. And the pollinators really liked it. But I know I didn't cook enough. Like I've had it in like if I have pho before, and different like Asian cuisines, but I kind of don't cook that enough myself to use it, and I wasn't sure how to use it otherwise. So I'm planting it because I really like how it looks in the garden. It is a pretty plant, and I like how it smells. I like to go out in the garden and just rub the leaves and smell my fingers as I'm walking along. Um, and it smelled really good. So I am going to plant some, but once again, it might not get used culinary wise. It might just be for my happiness. All right, what else do I have here? Okay, I have sweet Italian basil, and this is the one that I do tend to use more often. I said I was going to put my supplies down in one spot so I can find them. I'm still not doing it. I'll start jabbering away. Sweet Italian basil. Okay. And I actually think I'm going to do 4 of these because I use these. I give them away to friends who enjoy basil. We eat them when we have tomatoes growing in the garden. We'll do the whole tomato, mozzarella, basil leaf thing on a skewer or sliced up. So I do use the sweet basil a lot. And then like with everything else, I am going to put multiple plants, multiple seeds in one planting area. And the seeds are teeny tiny too, so even if you were trying to just do a couple, it just makes life harder for you. So might as well go ahead and knock them out and make it easier for yourself. All right, tuck them in there. All right, sweet dreams, guys. Okay, so that's my sweet Italian basil. And then the last one actually that I have is oh no, I have 2 more things. I have holy basil. I planted it last year too. I ended up not using it. It's supposed to be good for medicinal uses. So one of my goals this year is to get a lot better at drying and storing my own stuff and then start to use it medicinally. All right, so these are my holy basils. And I'm probably just going to do 2 plants of these. These ones do really well in pots too. So I actually didn't even put them in the ground. I had them in pots kind of near my tomato plants. These and the Thai basil were both in pots kind of in the same bed, but not in the bed. They were in pots just between the plants. And the smell is supposed to kind of, I think, keep insects away as well. Kind of distracts them. But also medicinal use, and it has these pretty flowers that the pollinators like as well. So those are those planted there. Seal that up and put it back in. All right. Now I do have onion chives. I do really need some more onion chives, but I feel like these should be direct sown, but I think I'm going to go ahead and plant some and see what happens. That's kind of how we do things. That's how we roll here on the Family Farmer. Onion chives. We just kind of do stuff and see what happens. And sometimes it's amazing and sometimes it's not. And that's life. All right, come on, honey. Let's plant. I'm going to plant 2 plants of these. My daughter really likes onion chives and scrambled eggs. So when we make scrambled eggs, um, I'm always sending her out there to go get some onion chives for me. And she likes to go with the scissors and clip them off and bring them in. And we chop them up and mix them in with the scrambled eggs. And she really likes them. It does add, it is delicious actually. I like them too. Okay, so that's my onion chives. Okay, next, that's 2 planted in there. All right, and then I believe I have some, I think this is cilantro. I ordered some seeds from somewhere, y'all. I don't know where I ordered it from, but they came in like these numbered bags, which is really hard to tell the number. Is this 9 or is it 6, right? And 5 and 2 were the same and 7 and 1 were the same. And then it came with a list of what the seeds were in there allegedly. So if this is 9, it's caraway. If this is 6, oh, maybe I don't want to plant these. Maybe this is caraway. I don't know. But you know what I wanted that I don't have? Is I wanted some cilantro. No tengo cilantro. Qué lástima. I don't think I have cilantro. What kind of whack business is that? All right, I have to find some cilantro because I do use that a lot. But if this is a 9, it's caraway. That's not a 9 because 9 is written the other way. Is it a 6? But that's a crazy looking 6. It can't be a 4. What y'all think? I'm thinking 6 is the only one that makes sense, right? If it's 6, then it says roselle leaves, but that can't be roselle because that's not what roselle looked like. It looks like cilantro, but it could be caraway, and I ain't got no cilantro up here. I'm gonna label it caraway, and we're gonna see what happens. Okay. Oh, I'm scared. I need scissors. Okay, there we go. Let's label this caraway. How do you spell caraway? Oh, only 1 R. Let's make that a nice thick R. There, look. Okay. That still doesn't look like it's spelled right, but that's all right. All right, I think I planted those 2 with that. So I'm going to do 1 with these allegedly caraway seeds. Oh, I don't think I opened it enough. Let's see. Okay, I'll go ahead and bust those up in there. All right, go to sleep, little seeds. Get ready to grow. And then I have some dill. I want to try starting some dill as well. What's the dill? I don't get the big deal. Whenever I have dill in my garden, I gotta make dill jokes. My baby just came home from work and she's giving me the side eye right now because she's like, I can't believe you're making these jokes in real life for perpetuity on the YouTube, on Beyonce's internet. Alrighty. Gonna go ahead and put these dill seeds in here. Like I said, I'm putting several in there. I actually put too many in there. Looks like I got a salad now. Okay. All right, and put a little more soil on top because there wasn't that much in there when I pressed it down. Okay, there we go. All right, that's dill. Now, here's the thing, right? I got all these planted up, but I got 1 row left. Are we really just going to leave 1 row empty? No, we're not, because that doesn't make sense. So we weren't supposed to start our flowers until next week, but I think we're going to throw some flowers up in there this week. All right, I'm super excited about these. All right, snapdragons are my favorite flowers in the world. And these are mango twist. And mangoes are my favorite fruit in the world. So my favorite flower and my favorite fruit all in one. Yippee! All right, so we're going to go ahead and start doing some flowers. All right, let me show you what else I got. I also got some Canterbury bells for my oldest daughter. These are hers. She loves like bell-shaped flowers. Oh, I have to get the other ones. I got this basket flower just because it looks really cool. And so I'm going to try to grow that. And then I got some delphiniums here and some hollyhock. I could never grow hollyhock. I could get them to grow, but then when I put them outside, they get the rust all on the leaves. So I have to figure that out. And then I have some, what are you? I think these are foxgloves. I have some foxgloves. I actually have some foxgloves out in my containers already that they bloomed this year. And then when I cut off the stalks, they started growing back again. So I don't know if they're going to bloom. This says blooms every year. So we'll see. And it's a container variety. So we'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we have 6 spaces. And I do want to plant the Irish bell thingies. What are they called? I don't remember. There's some Irish bell thingies. So I think what we're going to choose to take out is going to be between the hollyhocks and the foxglove. I really want to try to get hollyhocks to grow this year. So I think I'm going to plant hollyhocks. And since I have foxglove in 2 pots already, 3 pots maybe? 2 or 3 pots, I don't remember. But I'm going to try to I already have those, so I don't need to worry about it. All right, y'all, I'm going to go on a little music play working time right now. You can enjoy some music, watch me work, but I'm going to get these labels made, these popped in the plants, and then I'll come right back to you, okay? Thanks. Okay, y'all, don't judge me. We're going to pause in the music a little bit. This is where I keep my seeds. I've shown it kind of before, but they're in here, and just the seed packets are kind of tucked into the little photo album pages. So it was organized at one point by when you plant them. So like this little post-it note says 8 to 12 weeks, January 15th to February 12th, all the plants that you're supposed to plant 8 to 12 weeks before your last frost date, they were in here. But at this point, it's just stuffed full of things. And I realized that I didn't have the flower seeds for the Irish things that I wanted to plant for my daughter. And so I'm trying to look for those. So this is the challenging part now, is I don't know where. Here they are. Bells of Ireland. So I'm going to plant those also along with the Canterbury bells. Yeah, we're going to have lots of bells in our garden.
Everything except bluebells.
We should get some bluebells.
I want bluebells.
Okay, let me see what I can do. Anissa has her own little garden.
Not very well kept.
It's not.
We'll get there one day.
One day. It's not, because it's supposed to be her responsibility, and I will periodically go through there, but not. Oh, look at I wrote daggone bluebells.
Oh yeah.
Bells of Ireland. There. Fixed it. Okay. All right, we're going back in music mode now. Y'all, all planted. So this whole row is different flowers. I'll probably do another row or another tray of flowers too. I just didn't want to leave this one blank or empty. And then here we have all the herbs and everything, and the roselle in this one. And so I think we are good to go for today. So I have to figure out what to do with my big pot of dirt now. I need to find some place resealable I could put it in. I might break it up into little batches and put them into Ziploc bags and store them like that. And then I can just use them in a batch at a time. I think that's a good idea. That's what I'll do. All right. So y'all, thank you for hanging out with me today. And I hope these plants come up. And I hope that you have success in whatever gardening that you are doing, in whatever space that you have. And I think that's it for today. Happy gardening, y'all.